I've basically been cutting since mid-April. I'll put a picture on the screen of what I looked like before. Cue pictures. I've lost 4.5 kg. Fenna and I are on a morning walk for my cut, 0.2k. We're behind schedule, Fenna. The main thing that I've been focusing on is 3 10k walks a week, 10k steps a day. Basically, with the fasted walks, I do 10-minute Ks with the hope of finishing the walk within like an hour and 40 minutes. And sometimes I jog a little bit to make it go speedy because it does take so long. Cherries, raspberries, salted dark chocolate from Lindt, medjool dates, and then I found some protein yogurt in a local shop. I did about 200 grams of yogurt. The difference between when I bulked and in comparison to my carbs in terms of working out is like I'm still pushing as hard as I can, but realistically, because my carbs are lower, I can't actually push as hard, which is why you bulk, right? So like, because when you bulk, you need more carbs to push yourself because it takes more energy to build muscle. And realistically, like when you're cutting, you just can't push as hard. So I've still been trying to progressively overload, but it's just been a little bit slower. But my actual workouts have pretty much stayed the same. And then this is my lunch. Cheese, sliced ham, chicken, tomato, and a little bit of rocket. Say hello. Currently 2nd of May, and it's been nearly a year since that video, but it's been a whole year since I started my cut from last year, which is crazy. Cut until I think July.
Until she was dying.
And then I just carried it on for so long. But I wanted to make this video because I know so many of you have been interested in what I'm doing this year, my physique update, because it's basically changed. Last year, as you can see, I was so lean. What's really funny is that when I was looking back at it, I was so shocked at how lean I was. But when I was in that process, in those videos, I definitely felt lean, but I really didn't feel as lean as I could now look at myself now. After my cut, I really struggled to come out of my cut and go back to normal. I basically really wanted to maintain that lean physique, but eating more. So I ended up increasing my cardio more and then eating more. And I stayed lean probably until October, November. And then I kind of got to the point where I realised that I was dragging it on too long, and I needed to gain muscle. Because the one thing that I realised that didn't go as well last year is that I think I cut for too long and I started to lose loads of my muscle mass. And basically last winter I put on so much muscle mass than I've ever have before. Lost all of that muscle mass that I worked so hard to get. So in terms of my cutting and my bulking, I've always religiously done cutting and bulking basically. I think what I'm tired of is I'm either always cutting or bulking, and I don't think I'm ever actually happy. So I'll bulk and I'll be unhappy, not unhappy, but I'll just feel really full and sluggish, and obviously you're eating more, you're gaining weight, you're not in like you don't feel your best necessarily. And then I'd cut And then because I'd get body dysmorphia when I'd cut, I'd just still not be happy. And then you just keep cutting. And obviously there was a point when I felt satisfied, but then I wanted to continue my cut. But you can't continue it for a sustained period of time. So then I was like, what am I doing? Like, I'm always unhappy. Then I'm going to have to bulk in because I've just been cutting. So I came to the conclusion that I wasn't ever good. I don't for now want to do like a really strict cut and bulk. I kind of just want to, over winter, increase my calories a little bit to be in a surplus, but nothing too crazy in comparison to what I was doing a couple, like last winter, winter before last. So in terms of my calories, the difference is that I increased them by 100 to 200. Just so I had a bit more energy to push in my workouts, but not too much where I'd feel really sluggish. So I increased my calories. My maintenance weight is probably about 1,850 to maintain my normal physique. And then I increased it to between 1,900 and 2,000 calories. Previous bulk before, I think I was probably eating 2,200 to 2,300 a day, and for someone of my height that difference is quite a lot, whereas Fenner, for example, he can eat like 1,000 over his maintenance and not gain weight hugely. Over winter I basically realised that I needed to grow back all that leg muscle and the glute muscle that I lost. Because bear in mind, like, I'm not genetically gifted in terms of my glutes. I have to really work on, and then I literally lost it all. What I did in terms of my workouts is I dropped all the cardio that I was originally doing over summer. So those 10k walks, gone, completely gone. I still kept I kept one run per week, and then I swapped the second run out for sprints. The reason why is because look at the difference between long distance runners in the Olympics and the sprinters, and tell me that you don't want glutes like the sprinters, because I do, and that's why I've started to do it and replace it for that previous run that I do. So what I will do on my uphill sprints is I'll find a hill somewhere and I'll do 10 sets for 10 seconds. You run up the hill once for 10 seconds and then you walk back down it for a minute and then you go again. But you need to make sure that in between every single sprint that you're resting for 10 seconds basically. I managed to steal Fenner's.
So last time she did this, she actually broke it, and I had that since I was 17. That last one.
So in terms of my workouts, what I was doing last summer, I was working out 5 times a week. So I was doing back and biceps one session, chest and triceps in my second session, quads and calves day, and then 2 glute days. And then when I came to winter, I just realised I think it's too much, and only because I think when it comes to your workouts, you really have to adapt it to your schedule and your lifestyle. And because I was working so much, doing so much cardio, I was out riding and everything, I think I was doing too much. And then I'd get to my gym session, and for example in the first glute day I wouldn't push myself as hard because I knew that I had another glute session later in the week. So I probably actually wasn't exerting myself as much as I should have been because I knew I had another session, so I was being a little bit lazy. What I did when it came to the winter is I stripped it all back and I decided to do 4 sessions per week. 1 back and biceps, 1 chest and shoulders, 1 quads and calves, and then 1 glute day. Just being able to focus way more, and I think I'm lifting heavier in that 1 glute session. Enjoying my sessions more because there's less of them and I feel like I'm working 10 times harder in the gym. My quads and calves day, I've now included sled pushers. I've really found that the back of my legs have grown so much from that. I'll basically insert pictures below I look like now. This summer, in terms of cutting and getting leaner, obviously I said I didn't want to do the cutting and bulking situation, but I am in a slight deficit as of a couple of weeks ago, just to get slightly leaner, but I'm not doing a full cut. I'm basically just leaning down a little bit for summer, showing off a bit of like the muscle that I've worked on. I'm just going to keep my cardio the same, and I think by doing that I'm going to be able to push harder in the gym still, fuel myself and just feel good.
How you feel is what you project. So if you feel good, you're gonna project that. Like, it's true, isn't it? And like, obviously, you look good. Like, no matter what you do, like, your physique is the direct side effect of what you love doing. So if you love to lift weights and you're big and you're strong, then let's get it. You look great. Do you know what I'm saying?
Why do we cut and bulk? I don't even know anymore, but I just look good, I guess.
Well, the cutting, it's a weird one, really, because the cutting and bulking is like, it's like been drilled into us from like bodybuilders that like you have to like be in a surplus to gain muscle and then cut it all off. But realistically, it'd probably be more like losing and gaining weight is almost just as unhealthy as being like overweight, like for your body. It's
really?
Not, yeah. It's not good for your body to go from like eating lots and then cutting loads of weight and then putting loads of weight on and cutting loads of weight off. That's really bad for you. It's not good for you to do that. Your body shouldn't do that. So like, it's like, it would be better to be in a position where you're constantly lean. You never really have excess body fat, but you're eating enough to be able to grow muscle. I think after this cut I'm doing now, I don't think I'm going to bulk again.
Really?
No. I don't want to put on, like, when we were in America, I was like 91 kilos, which is the heaviest I've been. But my natural body would probably sit at somewhere like 75 kilos, right? So like I was 91 kilos. Like you can see in some of the vids, I had a belly, my face was fat. I felt like absolute crap. And I just feel like, yes, I was strong and like I've got a lot of muscle now to show for it, but it just wasn't worth it. I'd much rather cut all that fat away now and then really gradually increase the food, never to a drastic point, maybe 3,000 calories for me as a man with my activity levels, not even that much of a surplus. I'm gonna go from there.
If you're interested in doing my current workouts, I'm basically launching the summer workout plan, which is coming out on the 11th of May. Down below, a link to it where you can like pre-sign up before it launches. It's basically on an app and there's a community where you can like talk to people. It's for men and women. It will include your cardio, it will include your workout plan. It also has some of my recipes on it. Yeah. And you guys can chat to me also if you need anything, but it just basically has all my current workouts in there. I just did a whole physique update, and turns out I had my mic in on my phone, and it's connected to Fenner's conversation because Fenner's wearing his mic in another room.
If you find a good spot for like the shot over the roof,
what everyone else.
Genuinely,
None of that was filmed, which is good. I don't train this portion of my arm anymore because I realised that during my horse riding, that's all I train. Because if you look, my arms look massive, they look so muscly, which is a big sleigh, but I compete my horse and he's a warm blood cross thoroughbred, so he's really, really strong. And so I'm constantly pulling on him, and the movement is like this. So if you look at the muscles that is recruiting, it's all of this, and you can see I've been focusing on my chest and my shoulders and my chest, but my chest is really coming together. I just realised that I think this area looks so much more like, it just looks really nice and I feel really confident with it. And as someone with small boobs, this area always used to be I used to be really self-conscious about. I think that having chest muscles has actually made everything look, I don't know, I think it looks, with my shoulders and my arms, it makes everything look a bit more in proportion. The other thing I've also been overtraining is my lats. And I didn't realise this, but I'll go to the gym, I'll do pull-ups, lat pull down, and then I'll do a row. That's it, some biceps. And then I realised that I have only been training my lats and mid back the whole time. And I just only saw it recently because a girl was talking about it on her Instagram. And then she started training her upper back, and not training her lats as much, and it changed the proportion of her back, focusing on hitting my upper back, which is things like face pulls, T-bar row. So it's like a lat movement. Something I've been wearing to the gym all the time at the moment is this, which is the new Gymshark form collection. It's really nice, it's like a second skin material. And they've got a really nice white one, which I'll put a picture up here, but you might have seen on my Instagram. But this is it, it's really pretty. And really flattering in the gym, and it's something that the Gymshark haven't done. But you can see it's beautiful, beautiful. Code Louis10 at Gymshark. Love you guys.
Peace, guys. Mwah.